Welcome back. Continuing our focus on this challenge that states have got. 18 of them having this challenge, only between 2 to 11 months salaries. Yes, 11, some of them. Well, we're joined now by Ademola Oshodi, who is a policy consultant on governance. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
This is something that, of course, nobody wants to be owed salaries. They want to, when they put in their best, they get the reward for duly as well. But you used to be with the Office of the Statistician General. How did this kind of things work? Did they always have any input, suggestions whatsoever to some of these states in terms of the forecast and what was coming?
Well, I think it's not an advisory agency. So basically, they will crunch the numbers, get the information, get the data, and and disperse it to the authorities. In this case, the federal government or the state government. But this is what is happening regarding your revenue, your debt, and also issues of of how planning should be done, or planning is being done in the state, and how this is reflective of such financial health of the state. So it's more telling them what the situation is, and with that information, armed with that data, the state government or the federal government will then do the needful, which is manage their policy and their programs based on the available evidence from the Statistics Bureau.
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, because we've highlighted and perhaps have focused on, harped on how important it is for states to plan with proper data.
Yes.
But then it's still going on. We don't know how much exact data that states are planning with. How important is this? It
is very important. Many times people will say, oh, we need to build factories, we need to build roads, we need to do things without the necessary information, without the necessary data. So if you basically find out what the population of a certain area is, or the economic activity of a certain area, it gives you the opportunity to plan. It's okay. There's the GDP of the state is, a lot of it's been generated in this certain part of the state capital. We put roads there, we put electricity there, you put security there. That would enhance the economic outcome of that state or that locality. So it's good to plan. You plan before you now execute. Many times you have state governments that just they want to build a school or university or a factory or some employment generating business in an area without actually knowing, or without even going through the motion of what exactly is available, what do the people need, what is lacking there. So the cart before the horse, basically.
I'm just wondering, because while you consult for these multinationals, you've seen templates that work and how some other people approach it. I imagine that some of these states also have the benefits of all of this. But what is it that you've seen in terms of how they're going about their businesses that you think maybe they should adjust or do some things differently and get a better result?
Well, the most important thing they need to do is plan. They need to really empower the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning. They need to ensure they're in tune with the necessary data or statistics out there, whether from the National Bureau of Statistics, whether from the World Bank or any other supporting multinational agency, even from the federal government, all the ministries and federal government saying, well, there's a lack of education here, or lack of healthcare here, or lack of, or security here. They need to plan. They need to get that information and plan. With that, certain situations we see them right now, a lot of them in debt, a lot of them in basically huge financial trouble. Could have been avoided. I'm not going to say debt itself is not bad. It's good. If you plan your debt properly, you could, in many ways, increase your infrastructure and fiscally plan better. You can ensure that you can raise more taxes in internally generated revenue. You can ensure that roads, bridges, railways. Lagos State is one of the most indebted states in Nigeria, but Lagos State's revenue increases almost like 10% every year. To use that debt, that bond, from the public to generate, to improve infrastructure, open up the, arteries, roads, railways, areas where flooding. So there's more economic activity. More economic activity, you get opportunity to tax people. You tax people, you can build more. So they're in debt, but they're also making money.
Looking at data collection, analysis, and some of this you highlighted at the start of your talk, it would seem as if when these are collected, nothing is done with them. I still am trying to get my hands on why a state or states would get some of these analyses, get the data, know what exactly it is like, study the trend, and still be enmeshed in what we're seeing in states in the country. What do they do with them?
A lot of it is political reasons, elections coming up. There's also people wanting to satisfy a certain area of their state, maybe where they come from, certain senatorial area, etc. So there's a lot of it is political, politics in play, and a lot of it is also just bad planning, just playing for the gallery, or they want to see, the people want to see this amazing overhead bridge. They want to make sure that, oh, there's a university, state university here that, with more faculties that the government cannot afford. It's just, a lot of it is just political. But even with the political things in play, there should also be some sort of, engagement with the people by ways of, finding out what their needs are or what is lacking. You do that through surveys, you do that through questionnaires, you do that through, experts, asking around. So you have that, and you can say, okay, let me balance out, I need to provide this thing that lacks, but at the same time, I need to also watch my political considerations and ensure that I come for re-election, or my party wins the presidency, or doesn't lose the presidency in some ways.
Do you think that, sorry, Suleiman, do you think the state governments have been truthful to their citizens? Because you just talked about infrastructure that states sometimes cannot afford.
Well, it's, I know politicians being truthful. That's 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 a tough one. But I believe they don't have to. They want to be, or they should be, or whether they're not. We don't need them. We can get this information from other places. Social media is buzzing with information of who's building a big mansion, or who's doing what, uncompleted structures, elephant projects. So yeah, even if they're not truthful, we have a very strong media in Nigeria, social media especially, and also in the international community is also helping us, with civil society groups highlighting where corruption is, mismanagement of funds are. So I don't want to wait for them to be truthful. I want to ensure that the information is out there, whether from statistics or from civil society groups or the media, to find out exactly what is going on with the money. If they take loans, what are you doing with the loans? Are you paying the salaries? Are you just paying salaries, recurring expenditures? Are you building hospitals in the right places? Are you fixing health challenges? So all that comes in play, and it's important for the citizenship to ensure that they hold their politicians accountable.